During the Cold War, the fear of nuclear annihilation was more than just a distant possibility, it was something people lived with every day. This constant anxiety gave rise to one of the most fascinating cultural phenomena of the 20th century, the widespread popularity of nuclear bunkers. Families built them in their backyards, governments invested in massive underground shelters, and survival guides flew off the shelves. But why were these bunkers so popular? The answer is simple: fear. The threat of nuclear war between the United States and the Soviet Union was very real, especially during moments like the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. Governments urged citizens to be prepared for the worst. Schools held duck and cover drills. TV commercials encouraged families to build their own fallout shelters. The media, political speeches, and public service announcements all painted a picture of a world that could end in an instant. In that kind of atmosphere, having a nuclear bunker felt like the only way to take control of your own survival. Another reason for their popularity was accessibility. During the 1950s and 60s, many companies started selling do-it-yourself bunker kits. You could order plans by mail and have all the materials delivered to your door. Some homeowners even added bunkers to their home construction plans, seeing it as an investment in safety. At the same time, governments around the world were building their own heavily fortified underground shelters, meant to protect key political and military leaders in case of attack. So, for both private citizens and governments, bunkers became a symbol of readiness and resilience. But here's the real question. Were these bunkers actually effective? Could they really protect people from a nuclear blast? Well, yes and no. A well-built bunker could protect you from the fallout, the radioactive dust and particles released after a nuclear explosion. Fallout can settle over large areas and remain dangerous for days or even weeks. If you were far enough from the blast zone, being underground could shield you from radiation exposure. Thick concrete walls, air filtration systems, and supplies of food and water could help people survive until it was safe to emerge. However, if you were too close to ground zero, the actual point of detonation, no bunker would save you. The force of the blast, the intense heat, and the pressure wave would destroy almost anything above or near the surface. Even the best designed shelters have limits. Many Cold War-era bunkers were not deep enough or strong enough to withstand a direct hit. And in some cases, people would have needed to stay underground for weeks, possibly months, which raised other challenges like maintaining air quality, preventing psychological distress, and dealing with waste. So, while bunkers could offer protection, their effectiveness depended heavily on your location, the size of the bomb, and how well the shelter was built. In other words, they weren't a magic solution, but they were better than nothing. Now you might be wondering, do people still have bunkers today? Surprisingly, yes. While the mass popularity of backyard bunkers faded after the Cold War ended, interest in them never fully disappeared. In fact, there's been a major resurgence in recent years, driven by new fears like geopolitical instability, global pandemics, natural disasters, and even the threat of nuclear conflict reigniting. Events like the war in Ukraine, rising tensions with North Korea, and concerns about the use of tactical nuclear weapons have made people think twice about preparedness. There are still companies today that specialize in building high-end, modern survival bunkers. Some of them cater to the ultra-wealthy and are more like luxury apartments buried underground. These shelters can cost millions of dollars and come with everything from full kitchens and entertainment rooms to fitness centers and medical facilities. One example is the Vivos Group, which offers spots in converted Cold War bunkers that have been retrofitted to house dozens or even hundreds of people. But not all bunkers are luxury projects. There's a growing community of people, often called preppers, who build smaller, more affordable shelters on their own. These individuals may use shipping containers, concrete culverts, or even old root cellars as the basis for their bunkers. They stock them with canned goods, water purifiers, batteries, and radios. The goal is the same as it was in the 1950s. Survive whatever the world throws at you. And let's not forget the role of governments. Many countries still maintain official bunkers for key personnel. Some of these facilities are massive and kept highly secret. They're designed to keep the government functioning in the event of a nuclear attack or other catastrophic event. Switzerland, for example, has enough shelter space for its entire population, thanks to decades of mandatory bunker construction. South Korea has extensive underground shelters due to its proximity to North Korea. Even the U.S. has facilities like Cheyenne Mountain, Raven Rock, and Mount Weather that are still operational. So yes, bunkers are still very much a thing. Whether it's a billionaire with a hidden fortress, a rural family with a DIY shelter, or a government securing its continuity plan, the idea of going underground to survive is alive and well. The technology has improved, the designs are more sophisticated, and the motivations have evolved, but the core concept remains the same. Why? Because in uncertain times, people look for certainty. And nothing says, "I'm ready," like a reinforced steel door, filtered air, and a year's supply of beans. At the end of the day, bunkers tap into something primal, our instinct to survive. Whether or not we ever need them is another question, but for those who want to be ready for anything, they offer peace of mind that few other preparations can match. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for more content like this. This is J03, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.